It's 6 months since we spoke to Sandy White, Midland Ticket Agent at London Airport. Thanks for having us back, Sandy.
No sweat.
Last time we spoke to him, he enlightened us to a side of airport life your average passenger never got to see. Are the underhanded practices you referred to some months back still taking place?
Oh, I think underhanded is such a vulgar word, and much prefer to describe the work we do as motivation through self-reward, or extraction through innovation.
I see.
You have to remember that this isn't some smash-and-grab operation. The type of deception we practice requires a huge amount of thought and planning. Privacy, of course, is paramount, and so an airport bar is simply inappropriate. No, the best places to guarantee anonymity are scummy, dark, empty pubs, like those situated in Hounslow, the biggest drawback being none of them accept our light refreshment vouchers.
It's break time and Sandy invites me to join him at the staff canteen. Don't mean to be forward, Sandy, but everyone was queuing to pay for their food there, and yet you just glided past the cashier with your tray. Do you have some kind of an account, or maybe an arrangement?
Well, the grub isn't always great, so I like to sit down and taste it first. If the quality is bad, I get up and go to Burger King.
And if it's good, do you go back and pay for it?
No, I never pay for it. If the food tastes good, afterwards I bring my plate to the clearing area as a token of my appreciation. Call it the irrepressible Marxist in me.
So not physical payment as such, but payment in kind.
If you like.
So let me get this right. I've taken 40 sick days so far this year, and you're telling me you've taken 39?
Yep.
And Breen's on 39 too?
Yep.
So both of yous is on 39? Jesus, that's some hell of a coincidence.
Trust me, Anto. It ain't no coincidence.
Sandy takes us onto the apron and introduces us to his friend and duty manager Harry, who is happy to talk openly to us. So Harry, do you think Sandy's behavior has tempered at all in the past 6 months?
Are you pulling my leg? If anything, it's worsened. I mean, all these foreign holidays and going out every night of the week. Not to mention all the recreational drugs, don't pay for themselves. A stingy Midland wage barely covers the bills. All we're trying to do is live a little.
Do you ever stop to think that if everyone thought the same as you, Pat, there would be no viable businesses left in this country, and there'd be more prisons than schools?
Well, it comes down to a matter of free will. There are those that play by the rules, and there are people like ourselves that make up new ones. That's all we're doing. Personally, and I think I speak for Sandy too here, if we adhered to protocol, the law, and so forth, our lives would be a tad dreary.
So you're effectively glorifying, well, stealing.
He's not glorifying anything. It's you that's asking the questions. We're just telling you how we play the game.
Heels and round is it.
Wait, I just got these a second ago.
Well then, get up. Another one.
Last time we spoke you detailed some of your ventures.
Ah yes. I believe I was telling you about the excess baggage scam that occurs when passengers are paying cash.
No, you never mentioned that one.
What about the booking of non-existent passengers on overbooked flights, then bumping them and keeping the monetary compensation?
That is a new one too, I'm afraid.
Was I telling you about the receipt fiddle, where we tear the receipt part off a carbon copy document, void the document, and use the blank receipt for change fees, upgrades and so on?
No, you never mentioned any of that either. Clearly you're pulling that many stunts it's hard to keep track.
Perhaps.
But how is something like that possible? Or to put it another way, how does a company like this one with such lax supervision manage to stay in business?
Because their bottom line is so massive is why. But I digress. Yes, the company's a little wet behind the ears when it comes to basic accounting. Let me give you one example. The company doesn't regard receipts as accountable documents because they hold no face value. They don't see the bigger picture.
Incredible.
For sure.
These are some of the scams you have been engaging in for years, presumably. However, since we spoke last, have you conceived any new ones?
Well, not all scams are money-driven, in fairness. Let me explain. I've made friends with an IT engineer who comes to see us when our computers go down. As Gary is moving firms soon, he's decided to let me into a few trade secrets, like how to deliberately bring company computers down.
A classic case of industrial espionage. I'm intrigued. And why would you want to bring your own computers down?
To piss people off. Why else?
Passengers, do you mean?
I'm talking staff. We have this creepy manager called Cliff Barrett, and anytime he gets on the wrong side of me, I send his computers down. Just as I'm clocking off, obviously. And yesterday there was this check-in agent that I'd done countless favors for in the past. When I asked could he have a friend of mine upgraded, the blighter refused. Started getting all jobs worth on us, so I got his effing number. Or more accurately, his IP address. I typed a command Gary had given me into my computer, and hey presto, big Q in front of him. God, he took some amount of abuse, which I enjoyed watching from my desk. Best of all, when a supervisor would come over to investigate, I'd quickly bring his computer back up, making the amnesiac jobs worth look really incompetent.
Good afternoon, young man. I'd like to collect my ticket, please.
I'm afraid our computers are down, sir. Would you mind going to our other ticket desk, which is adjacent to check-in?
Right, well Sandy. I think this is a wrap. Thanks for your time today.
The pleasure was entirely mine.
Before I go, I've simply got to ask. What's with the Wyman service?
Marketing brainwave. Join our frequent flyer program and get a signed photo of Bill Wyman. It's only a photocopy, but then all PA give you is complimentary booze in a luxurious private lounge. And who the fuck wants that?